What will be the advice where you get for any woman who dey in an abusive relationship?
The advice for me to save your life matters a lot. You leave the relationship. If you check it's not working out. If I'm using as Osinachi as number one now we have lost her. We don't know the reason why she had been crying when single.
Number one, lack of understanding. Number two, money also.
One of the causes I know and of conflict in relationship, like or marriage, is lack of understanding on the other side. When one of them want to cheat the other will not agree, especially in a financial
Secondly,
matter.
poverty also contribute to quarrel because when you as a woman that need money to cook and the other.
Sir, yes, ma'am. Do you think it's good for a woman to bring third party into their conflict? Or is it good for a man and woman when they are quarreling to bring third party into it?
As for me, if third party should be involved, should be your pastor. You go for counseling. But anything friends, you go and talk to your friend. Your friend will even help you to scatter the relationship or your marriage. Anything outside pastor, keep it to yourself, or you know as your shoe is paining you. If it's paining you, remove it. But if it's not paining you, you know that you can manage it, you stay where you are.
What do you think say they cause quarrel in a relationship?
Ah, disagreement or not being obedient to each other. If you, maybe your husband or your spouse tell you something, don't do this, and you went ahead still doing it, it brings problem. Just agreement. If you agree with him, she agree with you, no problem. And also make sure you pray. Sometimes maybe it should be, maybe ordinary spiritual something that is causing it to. If you put it in the hand of God, peace will reign.
So what are the best way you think say they fit solve quarrel in a relationship?
Best way to solve quarrel through going to counseling. First, going to counseling one, or putting it in the hand of God one, or you go also go to counseling and also talk to yourself. Like I'm using myself as a case study. I had something like that. Me and one of my guy like that to be get problem. He first of all used to beat. One day I raised my hand, I hit him. As I hit him, blood. I made up myself, say I would never, even if he's beating me. I check, he's still doing I talk to him, he's still doing the same thing. I have to tell him to leave me and I will not be in that relationship again. That is the best. You talk to yourself. If he's paining you, if check he's not changing or she or she is not changing, you remove your hand from the relationship.
So what will be the advice where you get for any woman who dey in an abusive relationship?
The advice for me to save your life matters a lot. You leave the relationship. If you check it's not working out. If I'm using as Osinachi as number one now we have lost her. We don't know the reason why she had been crying when singing. But nobody knows. But you don't know that something is paining her. Meanwhile, she has something that is paining her. Number one, had it been she's dropped, maybe she give hope to the marriage and leave the marriage, she would have been alive today, serving God. So my own advice, if you check is not working out, go back home. And you as a woman, it's not that as you are going back home, if you know the husband will not come, don't think of flexing around, doing what you are not supposed to do, something stupid. Make sure you stay calm.
Ma, what do you think say they cause quarrel in a marriage?
Lack of understanding. Number one, lack of understanding. Number two, money also. But if the woman understand her husband, they will not have problem in that marriage.
So if quarrel come, what are the possible ways you think say they fit solve the quarrel?
Anyway, it is possible for both of them to resolve the matter between themselves if they understand themselves. They don't need an outsider.
Okay, that leads me to the third question now. Is it good when husband and wife get quarrel to involve the third party?
It's not good.
Why?
It's not that they will not have issue, but not the one that will involve somebody inside. And when they have issue, they settle it amicably within themselves. Life goes on.
So waiting be
The woman don't want again. Uh-huh.
so waiting be the advice where you get for any woman where they in an abusive relationship.
The advice I'm giving to every woman there is that I know it's not easy. Oh. I cannot tell you that it's easy. But since you have made up your mind to be one, you can tolerate anything that you see inside the marriage. You understand? You will tolerate everything you see inside. And also, you use your hand and adjust some things inside. Ehen. You know, you will see some people, some husband and wife, you say they don't used to quarrel. They used to quarrel, but just that they understand themselves. Or it's one person that is holding that relationship. Uh-huh. So that is the thing.
Thank
Good
you.
afternoon.
Ma, wetin you think say they bring quarrel in a relationship or in marriage?
Wetin I think say wey dey bring quarrel between them is because if they dey not love themselves, it will make them to be quarrel. But if they love themselves, you can see that things will be moving all right. Anyone that this one said and this one said, the two of them will be agree.
So how do you think they can resolve the problem?
What they can resolve the problem is for them to pray so that God will make them bring love between two of them. Because when they love themselves, there will be joy in the family.
So do you think it's good to bring third party when there is quarrel between husband and wife or
No, it's not good.
why ma?
It's not good. It's good for them to reconcile by themselves, love themselves. Because when husband and wife, they are one. If two of them quarrel, another party here, it is very wrong for husband and wife.
So what is the advice you get for woman where they in an abusive relationship?
The advice I have to give them is for her to pray. Pray, because there is nothing that God cannot change. It is only God that will change the mind of a man, a mind of a family, make them to be in a unity.
All right, thank you ma.
Thank you, sir. Good day.
Sir, we want to ask you what is the cause of conflict in a relationship or in marriage?
One of the causes I know and of conflict in relationship, like or marriage, is lack of understanding on the other side. When one of them want to cheat the other will not agree, especially in a financial matter. The female folk don't always agree with the male. They try to lord everything over to the male. And sometimes the male don't have all it takes to carry the family. But the female folk feel that it is all responsibility of a man to carry the affairs of the family. But sometimes it's not true. All hands are not equal. A man might be doing well at one point and at the other point may not have it all. So it behoves an understanding woman to know that the husband who have been carrying them this time don't have, and understand with her. But some female folk don't at all. They just want the man to cripple and die and leave them alone, so that they continue their life. So most of the time it is misunderstanding on the financial issue. I want to dwell on that. Then if you call me up for another one, I can also say, but this one I know very well, that finance cause a lot of disagreement between husband and wife, because one of them might say, even if I have, I will not inject into the family because it's the affair of the other person. Especially now in Nigeria, where many men are dropped from their offices, they are no longer working. Some have been placed redundant in the office. They are no longer earning as before or at all. So if a woman is doing something, you should be able to help the man. But sometimes they will say no. The man should go back to wallow into the labor field and get something. So I think that mutual agreement should exist between two of them.
All right, sir. How do you now think conflict can be resolved in a relationship or in marriage?
Yes, if there's understanding, like I earlier pointed out, they two will agree, sit down and then discuss their affairs. And if that thing that is bone of contention can be discussed mutually and they agree to resolve it. But we are not. The introduction of a third party might be inevitable to blame or apportion blame to whoever that is you.
All right, sir. That leads me to the third question now. Is it good to involve the third party in conflict?
Yeah, where the two of them cannot agree now, there's nothing wrong in bringing somebody that will put them back again to their responsibility. There's nothing wrong. If two of them initially have tried and they cannot, a third party can come in, especially people that have undergone such institution before. Can come in and then tell them, direct them, and then they will leave again.
Right, sir. What is your advice for women that are in an abusive relationship?
How do you mean where the woman is being abused? Okay, if a woman is being abused now by getting beaten every day from the husband for no just reason, a woman should invite a third party to come and see what is happening. Shouldn't die for nothing's sake. That's why I initially talk about third party should come in where they cannot resolve the issue. Yes, the third party will now tell the husband not to use the wife as a football practice.
Afternoon.
So we want to ask you, what do you think say they bring quarrel in a marriage or in a relationship?
One of the problem is at times is when the wife does not love the husband or the husband does not love the wife, it may also bring quarrel. Secondly, poverty also contribute to quarrel because when you as a woman that need money to cook and the husband cannot provide, and it may lead the woman to go and meet other men, which will result to quarrel.
So how do you think say they feel resolve that quarrel?
I say for the government to empower and give youth jobs, that will resolve the problem.
Okay. Do you think it's good to involve third party when there is quarrel?
Actually, it's not too good
Why, sir?
because you don't know the person you are involving. Maybe your enemy pretending to be a friend. So I don't think it's good to involve third party.
So what will be the advice where you get for woman where they in an abusive relationship?
Uh, to me, that is the wife that is in an abusive relationship should mind her ways of talking because too much talk may result to offensive, which can result to quarrel. At least you should reduce the level of talks. Nagging is not too good for a family woman or a family man.
All right, thank you, sir.
That's on.
Sir, what do you think say they bring quarrel in a marriage or in a relationship?
What I think maybe they bring the quarrel inside the marriage or the relationship. When a man come to the house, and wife was saying something about of food money or some kind things about of the children we God give them. Man, they say no every day by day. It's enough to bring quarrel because no be everything we must endure. That's the problem, the first thing. Secondly, you get some character where man they do. Some kind men now, when they shark, they do some kind thing when they're on their side, but they carry the character at this house. Say, okay, my woman, have fun, I'm waiting to cook today. So some kind things now, it go make people miscarriage. And they will talk. So that what's kind of thing be this one? This man don't carry her own problem come now. I don't go rest again. So some kind things now, fit tire the woman. So people need to quarrel inside to defy themselves because if the problem of the man too much, or some kind of myself, they have the problem like that because person like me now, nothing I no go feel understanding about of the woman because what thing I know be say I get power and then be say I have the power that God they give me the power. If I go do the thing I want to do, say I want to marry because if I never reach to marry. I will not think, okay, I had the woman come to sleep with me. So I did prepare, I did ready. So I know what to do, I know what thing remain to go on next. As I put on for us, I need to arrange with her. So both the food, both the everything she wants, I need to give her. So if not, the woman not going to like me like that.
All right. How do you think say men and women fit settle their quarrel if they get quarrel? Because I know say quarrel go come no matter how. But how do you think say they fit settle am?
How they tell said the quarrel be say because the two of them now they will not be the goats. You understand? If one go be goats, one go be safe. The one will go be goats. He will say, no, this quarrel no go be settled. But the one will go be safe. He go say, come. If you wake up for midnight self, it's okay. Either a guy, either a woman, just wait. I get something to talk to you. So if you say that the person want to beg inside the other, you go beg him for that moment. If a person when get sense, when you wake up for that midnight, you know, say, this is the way this person wake me so. It will make sense. So the person will think from that. So okay, now like that, okay, this thing don't end. So that's all.
So do you think it's good for them to involve another person? Maybe when they are quarreling now, can't go to tell their family or their brothers, their sister or their friend. Is it good?
It goes off on some parts. It's not good for some parts. Because as I said before, you say one be sheep, one be goats. If they understand the job, they understand themselves. Doing it that way, it's okay. I say maybe goats, you know. I go to do like say I no agree. Don't be safe. You go find way to quench the fire when they inside house. Okay. I say wake up for that midnight and talk to the person. If the person no come understand, say be like say this one now, you go be a girl. So they go talk. So they go find way to settle themselves. If the one no say no way, they can't go to the family or one of a friend, with them they tight. So see what thing they happen from my house. So what thing from my house. I bet man come talk to us. So if it be like that.
All right. Thank you very much, sir.